I watch myself wake up from the outside. I watch my own eyes flutter open, my body shift on the couch bed, hear my groggy cries as though an observer in my own room. The more I watch me, the more certain I feel. This has not happened for a long time. I sit up and I see myself begin to cry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, I rejoice. It means you are back. Hello. I've waited for you. I wonder where I will go, but I quickly silence all thought. When you're here, it means I'm finally a part of something. I no longer have to worry about choice. It's time to listen. I lift myself from the couch and pay attention to any intentional sights and sounds. Where would you lead me? I'm grinning ear to ear, thankful you can't smell my morning breath. You only see and you only hear. If I could, I would touch you, hug you, kiss you. I would, but I can't. You're so close, but you aren't. It frustrates me. You aren't here, but I feel your overwhelming presence. Why was I chosen? I will never know. But I know when you're watching me, I am the center of everything. I walk past the broken mirror in my living room and I hear my neighbors fighting next door, and I laugh to myself. It's such wonderful set decor, such crisp atmospherics. I could swear it was real. I watch me take a shower and I love watching the water drip from me. When you're watching, I see how beautiful I am. I can see it in slow motion and I know I am a sexual, deliberate man. You love what you watch me do, my sex, my hair, my moles, all so wet and foamy as I lather. Is this what you want from me? I wish you would just tell me. Now I have toweled myself dry and put on clothes. I hear the woman outside the way you hear her, overwhelming all other sound, important, alluring. It's like she's standing inside. I smile. If that's what you want. And I laugh and laugh, all delight and waiting glory. Outside, I can tell by the look of her, she is someone in the movie, because of the way the light hits her eyes, the tone of her voice. But she isn't beautiful. She's very plain, an extra, a set piece, and not a real human being. She holds something in her hands. I approach her with the confidence of a police officer. Give it to me, I say, pointing at the leaflets in her palm. She hands one to me and continues trying to hand them to others, putting on a real show for us. It's a coupon for a gym, and the paper is so heavy in my hands. I read the sheet. What are the odds? The gym is in my neighborhood. Okay, I say loudly. That's all I need. And I'm smiling and the woman hears me. She gives me a thumbs up, and that's how I know for absolutely certain she's a hired actor. I walk to the gym thinking about the first scene of my film you ever watched. Before that moment, all my memories were from my own eyes, first person. But after that scene, they were from yours. From the third person, I remember the night. A moonless evening, as I left Buffalo Wild Wings, stumbling home drunk and nauseous. You saw the shadows, and from within them the brightly lit eyes of a looming figure. You always see what is about to happen before it does. You see the logic, the solemn necessity of each subsequent piece. It's all spelled out for you, and it's my power to see it that way too. You saw the figure leave the shadows, a knife in his hands, approaching me from behind. I love this scene, the grim expectation, its excellent writing, thrilling production. It's how I know my story is the most important story. When the thief came out from behind me then, Before I can finish recalling, I'm inside the gym. The woman at the front desk is speaking to me. I see you found our coupon, she smiles. We have an immediate, one-of-a-kind connection. I can feel the spark you feel, hear the music playing along. She is beautiful, not an extra, a main character. tight ringlets of hair, her stretched workout shirt revealing firm palmfuls of breasts. I play my part. I clear my throat. Ahem, you'll do, I say, a great opening line. I was hoping for someone sexy. She immediately sours. There's this terrified look on her face, and this makes me furious. She should know her role, or rather, my role. I'm the center of this. She retreats and tells me to wait for another associate, but I won't. My story can't be boring. I hate boring movies. As I walk into a room full of elliptical machines, I almost gasp at the beauty. The room is shining golden, and the way I see me stuns me. It's a full panorama shot, every machine moving in perfect symmetrical motion, and the camera's eye pairs me beautifully with another person. We have an immediate, one-of-a-kind connection. He's a bronzed, bald-headed man running on a machine. He's large and beautiful, so I know he's a main character in my movie. I can feel the electric spark between us, his sweat-soaked back, his bouncing palmfuls of firm testicles. I see myself in the mirror as you see me, 27, toned, hair golden, and the birthmark on my neck digitally removed. I would have been famous if it weren't there. For a moment, I wonder what I'm doing and where I am. In the movie, this scene will be cut. I wave at the man on the elliptical until he pulls out his headphones. We should get out of here, I smile at him. He smiles back. The man squeezes my hand twice while we cross the bridge. The water's beautiful below us, and the way we are framed in the shot takes my breath away. I did not know my movie would be a romance. He likes talking. Talking and talking and talking. I can't stand the way he talks. He's talking about training at the gym and the Buffalo Wild Wings he goes to and what his place is like just around the corner, number 223, and the rug he was supposed to receive, but it's out of stock apparently. He's said his own name so many times, but he still doesn't know mine. This is supposed to be about me, I shout at him. You need to shut up. He stops speaking at once and finally looks at me. I'm sorry, he says. I just never do this. I'm nervous, he says in a weak tone, and I see now I was wrong about the movie. This is not a romance. I'll stop talking, he says in defeat. He moves closer so our faces nearly touch. I saw my first movie when I was 2 months old, I tell him with a smile. It was Forrest Gump, and I understood every single line that was spoken. The man does not know how to take this new information. I continue. I can still tell you every word from the movie. How is that possible? How is it possible a little child without a thought in the world could watch a film like that and understand exactly what they are saying and repeat it to this day? How? It's a popular movie, he stutters. I bark at him. Give me your keys. He still thinks there's something going on between us. There's a look of promiscuous play as he crinkles his eyes and slides the keys into my palm. You're gonna like this, I speak out loud to you. His eyes go wide as I push him over the side of the bridge. The way his body falls is beautiful, and the rising sun casts him as a silhouette. I see him how you see him, the wind sending waves up his tank top, the water a rippling sequin surface waiting to accept him. I laugh so hard I start coughing. The movie is a comedy. The keys work at the door of a building marked 223 on the next street, and I thank the man for being honest. The movie is a mystery, too, because now there's suspense and subterfuge. Will someone be waiting inside the squat house? Does he live alone? But when I open the door, all that happens is a cat runs out the front door, and I let it go. I walk inside the house and listen. You go quiet then. You go blind. I can't see what you see, and for a whole hour, I'm inside the man's house waiting for you. Why did you betray me? I don't mean to take control, but I walk around the house, hoping something inside will stir you again. I need to see me the way you see me, or else I see me the way I see me. I can't do that anymore. The man lives in a very nice small house, a pre-war 2-story with a very nice TV and a very nice coffee table and old furniture I don't like. I pick up all the remotes from the table and walk to each mirror in the house and throw a remote at each one. They all break. That's when you come back. I hear music this time, and the music tells me how wrong I was. The music speaks of triumph, swollen tones and noxious brass, the stirring liquid churn of strings. This is not a comedy and it's not a romance. It's every genre, because this is a story about life, a story about a man in control of his own life, a leader and an influencer like Forrest Gump. I've seen that movie over 200 times, so I know when my life feels like his. I know I'm important, and what happens next is waiting for me. The music swells as I return to the living room, and when I see it, the bells start ringing. I am the hero of this story, and I have found my hero's weapon. A samurai sword hangs on the wall. This is the kind of sword that was in Pulp Fiction, which is a movie, as well as other movies about samurais. The symbolism stuns me and confirms my heartfelt beliefs. I am the hero, and this is all about me. The moment I leave the stranger's house with the sheathed sword tucked into my belt and dangling back like an erect tail, I see a B-58 public bus coming up the road. I'm sorry I doubted you, I tell you, and I can't see you, and I can't hear you, but I know you're nodding your head. You tell me, it's all right. It's all right. The bus driver lets me on even though I have a sword and don't have any money. He looks me in the eye, and he has a very particular look, so I know he's an actor. This is supposed to happen. The bus is only half full, and a person quickly gives up their seat to me and walks as far to the back of the bus as they can. I sit down and inspect my domain. The bus is very accurate for the time period and location. They must have bought one used. A woman down the way is staring at me. There's concern in her stunning doe's eyes. I feel an immediate, one-of-a-kind connection, so I know we are meant to be together. I have to impress her. I take the sword out of the sheath and stand up. This is my bus! I point the sword at her. I command it wherever I want! She begins screaming then, yanking on the cord, and everyone is up and out of their seats. The bus squeals to a stop, and I fall down on top of the sword. I feel a strange division open up on my forehead. Folds of brow suddenly separate. I have to close one eye so the blood doesn't get in. The driver is out of his plastic-enclosed driving booth, a can of pepper spray in one hand and the microphone for the bus PA in the other. "Get off the bus, sir!" the PA buzzes. I point the sword right at him. He's a character in my movie, and it occurs to me he might be the villain. I see him how you see him, and his features seem to rot and revolt against his own body, a disgusting man who deserves everything that will come to him. But then I notice where we are stopped. I smile. "I will leave my bus," I say, sheathing my sword in an act of supreme magnanimity. "But not because you told me." I walk down the bus steps and exit in front of the movie theater. It all makes so much sense now. I'm ready to meet you. I enter the theater lobby, and at once the staff working the box office notice my sword, my red, dripping forehead. All eyes are on me, and someone promptly approaches from the concessions, a walkie-talkie to their mouth. "You have to tell me where!" I command to your invisible presence. We don't have much time. I see then the flat screen TV above the left hallway change from an ad to a theater listing. There's a chime in my head and a drum beat pounding below it. Theater 8. The movie's already playing, and that's true because I'm here, aren't I? I make a dash for it, and I hear feet pounding behind me, a person shouting, "Sir! Sir!" As I turn the corner, I see that there's a staff member standing in my way, wearing an unbuttoned windbreaker and a lanyard reading "DeRay" on it. "Sir, stop right where you are!" He speaks with a hollow authority. He is not convincing at all, and it makes me furious. "Where did they find you? In a fucking Applebee's commercial?" I spit. His jaw goes slack, and I swing the blade at his side. He raises a hand to stop it, and I slice through the gap between his ring and middle finger until the blade is wedged deep into his palm. "Ah!" He screams, falling over. He takes the blade with him. I try to steady him with my foot, grab the sword hilt. It's stuck in him. My palms are quickly slick with his blood. Other employees are screaming now, and I see a security guard running on foot from the box office. Very poor costuming, maybe a last-minute addition to the script. "Amateur!" I deride the fallen man and get to my feet. The climax is always too quick. I wanted to savor this, to get to know you. Now I'm worried I won't even find you. But that's the kind of suspense you see in a movie. It only confirms everything I've seen, everything I've been told. I'm inside the theater, and the lights are off, and a movie that isn't my life is playing. A trick! Oh, a trick, I'm sure. I begin shouting, "Hello! Stand up! We don't have a lot of time!" People are shushing me, and I'm angry I don't have my sword. I have to punch a man sitting in the aisle seat hard in the back of the head. Now people are paying attention. "You have to stand, otherwise I won't know." And then I see you. You're not beautiful, not exactly, but you're perfect. You're you, the you I've always known. You're sitting with your group of friends, the big one, the couple, the one that always wears stupid t-shirts. You bought a popcorn. Some kernels spill from your lap as we connect eyes and you rise from your seat. I feel an immediate, one-of-a-kind connection. "Hi," I say to you, and then I'm crying. "Thank you," I say, and I dart across the row. People are running out of my way, and by now the lights are on and the movie has been turned off. The blood is visible on my hands. You're smaller than me, so I grab you, smear you with the life of the man in the hall. "You didn't let me finish my story earlier," I tell you. You're crying for your friends to help you, so I have to hold your face steady by the chin. I'm crying. You're so perfect. I touch your face, steady your quaking fear. The woman in the gym interrupted me. You see, that man? The man who came to get me, to rob me? I saw him like how you saw him. The doors to the theater bang open and people begin shouting, "He's over here!" So when he came upon me with that knife, I say to you, and he swung, he missed. And even though I had been drinking and eating wings all night, I forced the knife from his hand. I took it, and you know what I did? You shake your head at me, which is ridiculous, because you made it happen. I pushed it inside him. I watched the evil inside him leave, black as ink, and it shone resplendent. I know you watched me. Even though I can't see it, I can feel the barrel of a gun pointed at me, hear the shouts, but not discern any of the words. I knew you wanted me to live to destroy the bad. It's a hero's movie. I'm the hero! I'm the hero! I'm the hero! I'm shouting as the taser points pierce into the thick meat of my back. Electricity jolts through my body at once, and as I hold you, it spills into you as well. I feel what you feel watching me feel what I feel. We are one in electron. I see you pulled away from me. My arms are shaking, but they don't mean to. I can't see myself all of a sudden. Where are you looking? Why do I see you? Handcuffs snap about my wrists, and I'm crying. Come back! I say, look at me! The officer leans over me, and in the reflection of the badge, I see myself. I see my birthmark. I see from my own eyes. I see from my own eyes. Goodbye, I say to you, and I cry until I have to wipe my face.